Hey guys, welcome to Speaker Co-working for June 18th, 2025. I am Ron Story Jr., joined by Angela Lewis. Good to see everybody. Everybody's happy faces. Uh, yeah, the times are ticking, man. We've owned Speaker Up now for 1 year and 18 days. It's been a crazy ride, but we got a lot of cool things happening. Um, yeah, a lot of cool things happening. Hopefully, we have a new announcement of another um, company that we will be bringing into the fold in July to keep growing this thing and providing you with more tools and more opportunities to get in front of more people and um, get your message out further and further and further and further and further and further. So um, I think Angie's note taker finally made it into the room, so that's good. But yeah, any wins? Let's start off with our wins. Our customary. Are there any wins? Anybody have any wins you want to talk about?
I do.
All right.
I'm so excited to report that I created a course and
Oh,
it was
incredible.
so easy and interesting. I used the AI, remember what you were saying yesterday. So I used AI totally apart from uploading my videos, putting in just my own little personal twists. So thank you.
Yeah, no, that's really important. And I think the one thing that we forget sometimes is that AI is one of the coolest things that's been invented in the last, you know, 20 years, I guess, right? It's not new, it's new for us uh non-technical folks, but it's a great assistant to what we're trying to build. So high five. That's a big deal. Glad you figured it out, Frida. Any other wins? No other wins? All right. Oh, Bonnie, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't use the AI thing yet, and I'm sure that I will for something else that I want to put in later. But you saw briefly that I had text and transcript of videos yesterday, and I put it all together in a course, and I submitted it yesterday. Whoop whoop.
It's cool. Yeah. So most of the things that you all submit won't be approved right away because um, well, we may approve a few of them because I want them to show up on your page. But what I want to do is to be able to demonstrate them this week, right? So at the summit, to be able to show real people who have gone in and put together trainings, they've updated their page, so that they can see that, hey, you don't have to be Bill Gates to get a product out there, and it can look beautiful. It can be based on what you put together. It can be based on your design, your intellectual property. We're not taking your intellectual property and putting our name on it. This is yours. It's your store. It's your products. It's your services. And today, what we'll talk about a bit is what is the sales funnel? Because I've heard a lot of people ask several times, um, hey, so when they buy my course, what do they do next? Well, we're going to talk about all of that, right? And should you sell your most expensive thing that you have on Speaker Hub? We'll talk about that too. Why we don't think that that's probably the best thing. And um, there's a statement I'll lead with, which is we have to make them a customer before we make them a client. Let me say that again. I got to make you a customer before I make you a client, right? And what that means to me, and we'll come back to it. Let me just park that, and we'll bring that as a talking point in a moment. Any other wins that that we haven't covered? I see Bonnie. Bonnie's already given us hers, so I don't know if I'll lower her hand. Are there any other wins? Jadika, go ahead.
I will be absent tomorrow from Speaker Hub, which I don't like being absent from, but it's a good thing. I am going to be a panelist tomorrow on a virtual health conference that's online. So they've invited me to be one of the panelists to speak to their audience. So that's going to be a first. I'm still working to be able to get all of my presents shown in terms of what I do. So that's another step in that direction. So that's where I'll be tomorrow.
Oh, that's incredible. That's going to be amazing. People don't know. Let me tell you something. I turned on. Um, I turned on. Here, we're going to talk about two things. The sales funnel is one, but I had this other thing, and it just came back to me because how many of you all know the definition of humble? Right? I want to bring that up because I want to talk about that. Let's see, humble definition. Right? And before I bring it up, is being humble a good thing? Okay. Yes. Everybody agree with Valencia being humble is a good thing? Right? So before we go into the definition of humble, I'm going to bring up the definition of nice. Right? Does anybody know the origin of the word nice? What does it mean to be nice? Ange knows where I'm going with this because this is an old conversation with me and Ange from 10 years ago. What does it mean to be nice? Anybody? You can unmute. Let me unmute everybody. What does it mean to be nice? When they say, "Oh, he's so nice. He's a nice guy." Oh,
I think nice is, placating someone to be kind to me. I like kind as opposed to nice. Because nice, I don't know if nice can be viewed as fake, can be viewed as not genuine, but kind is kind.
okay. Okay. So kind. Okay. Any other anyone else want to add to it?
I think nice is just being agreeable.
Is
You're
being
just
what?
agreeable. You're just sort of an agreeable type person. You kind of go along with the flow, don't offend anybody. That
Okay, that makes sense too. I mean, and those are pretty. Anybody disagree with any of that, or want to add anything else?
Yes.
No. Oh, go ahead,
Well,
Fredah.
I get intrigued by words because they're very powerful. And so when you asked about the word nice and we asked about the word humble, I went to etymology online. When you asked, do you know the history or the root? And it wasn't about being nice the way we think about it today, because it was like a condescending way of describing a woman because they were supposed to be at a certain place. But it also had the opposite meaning of being clumsy. I couldn't believe it when I saw it on etymology online.
So here's what I've learned. People create and put words into place as labels on other folks so that they can compete. Right? Now, we can go to Africa and look at all the pyramids and see all the old Egyptian stuff and look at all the old writings. And we can go even bigger than that. How many of us on here are minorities? Right? Yeah. No, you see that? That's a word that we're given, but there are more black people on earth than what there are anybody else. But we're told that we're the minority, even though there's more of us than everybody. There are more people of color on earth, black, Indian, Persian, but we're the minorities. But it's like, ain't no damn minority. Like it's more of us. But that's the label that we associate with us, right?
And
The
those
same
of us
thing with the word.
Sorry to interrupt. And those of us who protest that label, we have changed it to minoritized because we are, like you're saying, we are not the minorities. We have been minoritized.
Yeah. I mean, even women are included in minorities, even though there are more women on earth than what there are men, right? And it's like, wait. Who's giving us these labels and how are they working for us? So when you look at the word nice, I learned from a guy named Dan Pena, who was doing some coaching for me a few years ago. I love Dan. He's really famous now, but at the time he was just an old man screaming at people. And Dan always talked about how, you all think it's cool to be nice, but you don't realize that the person is calling you stupid. And I used to joke with Ange. The reason why Ange was joking and laughing about that is because I always used to tell her that women are the only people who use the word nice in the right context. When it's a guy that she don't like, oh, he too nice. Yeah, he's too stupid. He's too naive about who I really am. He don't really look at y'all laughing. Why you look? Wait. I ain't said that. And every woman on this screen laugh because you're like, he's an idiot. He's foolish. He don't understand who he's dealing with. I'm gonna run over him. That's all y'all saying. That's the he's ignorant, foolish, stupid, right? Naive, right? But that's the original of the word. Y'all the only ones that use it right historically. You never hear a guy say, man, she's nice. Guys don't even use that word ever. That's a word like deserve and nice are two words guys never use. Right? You never hear a guy say, I deserve. Man, get up out of here, man. You get what you work for, right? But now let's go back to humble. Right? And the reason why humble is important is because who would want to be humble? Having or showing a low estimates of your importance. You think I would tell Amaya that she ain't important? That it's better for her to walk around thinking that she's not important to us, that she should be humble around us? She shouldn't be arrogant, but she definitely shouldn't be humble. Right? I mean, she shouldn't be, I should say, not because we're going to go to arrogant too. She should be that, and I'll tell you why. But this is not where she should be. You think she should be of a low social, administrative, or political rank? Listen to the words that we associate with ourselves, and we think it's a good thing. Words are important, especially to us speakers, right? Especially to us speakers who are supposed to be motivational speakers. But we give our own selves these demotivational labels and say that, yeah, I just got to be humble. Fuck that. Be you. Now, I'm going to tell you why this is important to me in a second, right? But let's go to arrogant. Right? Having or revealing an exaggerated sense of one's own importance and abilities. Watch this. Janika, is it good to be arrogant or not? Just based on the definition, not what the world is saying, but based on the definition, not the person who's trying to keep me down. Because the people that are doing better than me never call me arrogant. It's always the losers.
I
The
think
people that are doing better than me never tell me I need to be humble. It's always the losers.
most of the people that I know who are classified as successful would fall in the category of being arrogant.
And who said that? Is it their peers?
I think it's their mannerism, but I don't think nobody, actually.
But I'm saying, who's giving them that categorization? Is it their peers?
Oh, well, it
or
would
is
be their peers would be the number one who would say, oh, they're arrogant. Yes.
Okay. I found that to be the opposite. Because usually their peers identify with them. Just my own opinion. Right? Because it's usually the person that's looking up saying, oh, that person's arrogant. No, it just means you can't control them. Let me tell you why I say that this is important. Who's more important to Janika than Janika? Tell me. So how can you have an over-exaggerated importance of yourself if you're the most important person on earth? Everybody is. So I'm arrogant when I don't think that Janika is more important than me? Okay. Oh, well. If the shoe fit, I'm Cinderella. I am Cinderella today, baby. Because ain't nobody else more important to me. Now, I should be respectful of other people, but how can I have an exaggerated sense of my own importance? I got to put the mask on my face before I can protect my family. That's what they tell you on the airplane. So the airplanes are telling us to be arrogant. Right? They tell you, put the mask on your face and then put it on your kids and help other people. So why do I bring this up? And I brought this up because I happened to be on YouTube yesterday. And I was looking at, different things pop up, and the Breakfast Club pops up. Right? And what pops up on the Breakfast Club here, let me zoom out a bit, is there's an interview with this guy, Michael Blake. And I look at the damn picture and I said, Mike Blake running for mayor, affordable housing, NYC, blah. I said, let me look at my phone. Hey, Mike, what the hell you running for mayor? Now, in my mind, I don't think of it that way. Like, we think that who we are isn't who we really are. But when you look at your peers, remember we used to talk about look at their feet. I look at my peers, I'm like, oh, wait. This is my boy from college. This is my frat brother from college. I remember pledging with this dude, right? I remember this guy. Like, this is my guy. But he's running for mayor of New York City, the biggest city in the country. Holy smokes. How many times do we underestimate who we really are? And sometimes it just takes you seeing one of your friends to realize, holy shit, I see why I'm so good. I don't know, that may not have mean nothing to y'all, but I promise you, my friends inspire me a lot because I look around, I'm like, holy crap, I didn't even realize that this is who we are. But we put ourselves down. We don't promote ourselves the way that we should promote ourselves. We don't promote as if we are who we are. We don't market ourselves as if we are that, you know what? I ain't gonna fill in the word, but I know what I'm talking about. The people from the hood know, what word I was gonna use. Sometimes I gotta remind myself.
HNIC.
Yeah, exactly. According to Joe Clark from from Mr. Clark from Lean on Me. That's it. They used to call me Joe. Now they call me Batman. That's me. Sometimes I got to remind myself that I am Batman. So I wanted to start with that because a lot of times we are humble. We think less of ourselves, right? But in reality, we are who we are, and we should promote ourselves because if we don't tell people what box to put us in, we're accepting whatever box they decide for us. So if you're gonna put me in a box anyway, I should tell you which one that I should be in, right? So Janika, when you get on that stage tomorrow, you knock them dead on that virtual stage, and you let them know who they dealing with. They dealing with one of the best practitioners in the world of pain relief, right? Jasmine, when you go talk to somebody about your theory on losing weight, see, I don't think people know. I've Googled Jasmine. I've seen the before pictures of Jasmine. See, that's why y'all don't come on here acting humble. Y'all go somewhere else with that. I seen the before pictures of Jasmine. Y'all ain't never seen them. Jasmine, show them the transformation. Ange and I sent it to Ange. I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, show them the before. I saw it was like a 1990s picture, maybe early 2000s. Show them. Or should I do it? You want me to show them? Let me bring this up.
What are you going to look at now?
No. It's on the internet, so it's free game, baby. It is on the internet.
Which internet?
This ain't the same Jasmine we know. Look at that transformation. Y'all see this? This ain't the same Jasmine.
I know.
This Jasmine and this Jasmine ain't the same people.
There's a guy that wanted to date me, and of course he Googled me and stuff like that. And he says there's a lot of Jasmine Dennises on the internet, and I said, show me some of them, and I said they're all me, and he goes.
Do you see that? That is incredible.
Yeah.
So if anybody doubts what the things that Jasmine talks about, look at her. She's her product.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man, dude. All right, let me stop this. Y'all don't want to hear what I'm talking about, but all I'm saying is
I didn't think you were creeping me there, Ron.
Huh?
I didn't think you were creeping me there.
No, 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 no. I was looking for photos for the testimonials and I didn't know which one to pick. And I said, do I use the before and after one? Which one? Right. So we went with the after, right? Because that's more accurate. If they saw you today, they see the
Yes,
end result of
yes,
the product. So when
yes.
she's talking about her fitness formula and things like that, there it is. You know, I saw there's these two comedians and they're like super duper overweight. And a guy they was doing roasting, and the guys they were standing next to each other and said they looked like a before and a before picture, right? Instead of before and after, because that's a bad joke, but it was funny. You got to see it. But that is a huge transformation. So anybody who has doubts that Jasmine can do what she's doing, they're losing their mind, right? There's another
And
company
it doesn't
called
help that
Warrior
I'm
Bait.
not shy.
Let me show you something. Watch this. Let me show you an example of this and why this is important. Jasmine, do you know the opportunity that's in front of you? This company here, Warrior Babe, right? This is what they do. Warrior Babe is they bring women on and they help them get into better shape. What do you think they do per month with what they do? What do you think their revenue is? I can tell you over the last 2 years, their revenue, according to some research that I found, is over $75 million in the last 2 years. They do about $3 million a month helping women to feel better about themselves by getting into better shape. No different than what Jasmine teaches, just a different format. Hers is a different way. But I think we underestimate the opportunity that's out there in our own niches and what we talk about. We just don't have the right business model or the right leverage in the right places. Does that make sense? So there's no reason that if they're doing that 70 million over here, we don't know how much Planet Fitness is doing and how much Gold's Gym is doing and how much Orange Theory is doing and how much Booty Babe, whatever they may call it, .com with their gym and they exercise. I saw a lady did a thing that was like Zumba. Y'all remember not Zumba. Y'all remember
Yeah,
Zumba,
Zumba. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
She did it for twerking. She opened up twerk studios for fitness.
Oh my
So
gosh.
don't tell me what the opportunity is.
The
You
opportunity
just
is great. I mean,
oh
remember I had gyms with Lennox, right? The opportunity is magnanimous.
yeah, I'm talking about, but for everybody that's on this call, right? The opportunity is huge for everybody if we can figure out the code. Where do I put the leverage? How do I get out of my own way? Right? How much of my own way am I in? Does that make sense? So I wanted to hop on that a little bit because when I saw Mike Blake, I'm like, holy smokes! Like, some people feel untouchable at times, right? It's like when what was the dude Bloomberg? I ain't never gonna meet Bloomberg. Michael Bloomberg, I may never meet him ever in my life, right? But he was running for mayor, right? Some of these folks, you're like, oh, wait a minute, this dude is, you know, so you never know. Mike Blake may be running for president someday, right? But I still remember him being at Northwestern University in college, coming to the alpha parties and giving his little speeches. And we was like, man, this dude got a great speech, but never imagined he'd be running for mayor, which is incredible. But go ahead, Lawrence.
Yeah, I was gonna say that when you brought up the fact that we often humble ourselves and think so little of us, it reminded me how that was a huge problem in my own life for so long, where you get used to yourself. And I don't mean for this to sound a bit preachy, but I was reading through the Bible a few days ago, and I got to the part where basically Jesus walked across water, and everyone's there, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, how in the world did you do that?" And he said, "Oh, you guys can do crazier stuff than this. Like you just saw me walk on water. Y'all can do crazier stuff than that." And I was thinking on it, and I realized, hold up. So there should be no way that I can't pull off my dreams and my visions and my goals, especially considering that I don't say it publicly usually, but a while back I got a handwritten award from the mayor of the city of Philadelphia.
Mhm.
So And that was when I was not even as good as I am now.
Yeah.
So we need to just be more not arrogant, not cocky, not conceited. But if LeBron James said, I'm the best basketball player alive, and you look at the stats and you look at the numbers, he might sound arrogant, he might sound brash, but our numbers and our results don't lie. If you've achieved something like what Jasmine did, if you have achieved a massive weight loss journey, it's not conceited or cocky for you to say, I can do what I can do.
Hey man, there's a rapper by the name of Lil Wayne that said it ain't tricking if you got it. And also a way you can look at it, you say it ain't lying. I ain't bragging if I'm telling the truth. Right? If I'm telling the truth, it's the truth. When I say Speaker Up is the largest director of speakers in the world, it's the truth. I ain't bragging. It's deal with the facts. Adjust your attitude towards our facts. That's the attitude I had to take. I got to make people adjust their attitude to my results. Whether they want to accept them or not, that's up to them.
Yeah.
But the
It's like,
results are the results.
yeah, it's like
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
So,
completely
Greg,
agree with you.
Greg unmuted. Greg about to come on here and say something. What you gonna say,
Yeah,
Greg?
you know, mom had a saying always, it's a sorry dog that won't wag its own tail.
That
That's
is
a good
incredible.
one.
That is incredible. Yeah.
Yep. I use it quite a bit.
Hey, look.
And it gets the point across. It's if you don't tell everybody else you're the baddest dog on the block, ain't nobody gonna hear. Nobody will know it.
100%. I agree. But that's important, guys, especially going forward. Like, if someone has already done it, that's already proof that it can be done again, right? And whenever you think Lawrence, if you think you're dreaming too big, remember there are people trying to live on Mars.
Oh, earlier I was actually like, I genuinely sat down and did the math on this. And I realized that from a purely factual basis, I would be considered in like the top 0.00 speakers within not only my age demographic, but even if we extend it to include the Tony Robbins of the world and people who have been doing it 50 years, I would still, like from a factual basis, rank in the top 10%.
Yeah. Hey man, look, if you do more than 10 gigs a year, you're already in the top 10% of speakers.
Oh
So,
yeah, I did like I think so far maybe 15 or 20 podcasts, and we're in June. So
100%.
at that rate, I would be at 40 by the end of the year. And that's just the podcast.
100%. So I want to share something with you.
Congratulations.
There was a guy that I respect a lot, and he called his own shot. Y'all know it mean to call your own shot. The Babe Ruth used to do it, right? He would walk up to the plate and point out to the thing, and they called it calling your own shot. Now, there's an argument, y'all can Google it. There's an argument that Babe Ruth was just a light-skinned black man that was passing as white. Look it up, look at his nose. There's a whole argument about that, but we ain't gonna get into that. But there's an argument out there, and they got a lot of proof because there was only black and white pictures at the time that, that Babe Ruth may have been a black dude. But I want to share this. I want to show you a guy who calls his own shot. And let me share it with sound.
Hey, Derek in the back. You won the Rookie of the Year award. You made your first All-Star team a year ago. Now people around the league are talking about you taking the next jump to becoming a top 10 player in the league. I know you've never been one to back away from a challenge. What kind of expectations do you set for yourself individually going into year 3?
It's high. The way I look at it within myself, why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why. Why can't I do that? I think I work hard. I think I dedicate myself to the game and sacrifice a lot of things at a young age. And I know that if I continue to do good, what I can get out of it. And if that's me going now or doing whatever, I'm willing to do it because I know that in the long run, it's going to help me.
All right. So that was the summer beforehand.
Why not?
9
Why
months
can't I be the
later,
best player
guess
in
what
the
he
league?
was?
Gotta dedicate myself to the game. Gotta work hard. Why can't I be the MVP of the league?
Year 3. Called it in September, got the award in April. Don't tell me what you can't do. Don't tell me what you can't do. Don't tell me what you can't do. Lawrence, everybody else on here, you know, don't tell me. So, moral of the story, guys, we got so much in this, so much opportunity. There was something I said I was going to come back to. I don't remember what it was. What was that thing? I was going to, sales funnels, right? So let's go into that. Any other questions about like just self-belief? Because if you don't have that, we wasted time anyway, right? You may as well just go and hang it up, you know. Go be an employee of someone else. Give them all your ideas. Go give these great ideas you have to somebody that actually believes in them. Right? It sounds really terrible when you say it that way, but it's the truth. Go give them. Don't waste them. Just give it to somebody that's willing to take them to where they can go. That's willing to invest the time, the money, the energy into them to bring them into reality. Right? Don't let them be wasted. Just give them to somebody who cares a little bit more. Right? They'll take them and they'll take all the credit for it. Right? And you can be humble. Right? So the way that we start with this is with that belief, but you got to get a sales funnel. And the sales funnel, and what we mean by that is, when does selling start? In business, the sales funnel starts with first contact with customer. Meaning when you put a message out there and somebody hears it, that's the beginning of the sales funnel. After that, they come in and you say, hey, I have this thing. People hear it. Some of them ignore it. Some of them say, what is it? Right? Some of them will listen to it and they will be like, I'm not interested, or not now. Some people will listen to it and say, I like that. Tell me more. Does that make sense? So that's why it's called a funnel, because it's less and less people as it goes down. Right? So they raise their hand. Oh, yeah, I'm interested. So then you talk to those people that are interested. They're interested until they find out some of the features or the details of the product. Oh, does it have this? No, I don't have that. Okay, I'm no longer interested. What's the price? Oh, is this price? Okay, I'm no longer interested, right? So you start talking about products and features and prices and benefits, and the crowd gets smaller and smaller, right? What we talked about yesterday was sometimes our message that we're putting out into the world is starting at the small part, is not at the top of the funnel. A lot of our messaging when we niche down is really for people at the bottom of the funnel already that are problem aware, but they're just not solution aware. Does that make sense? So what I want to talk about today, because this is going to be important for you guys as you start working with different people, and we're going to talk about problem aware, solution aware, right? This is going to be important because you're going to need different messages for different people. So let's look at how they talk about it. I think they do a good job of describing this in a good way. Let me open the image in a new tab. Right? So people that are unaware of what you do, you got to tell stories. Right? Hey, you know what? Here's how you survive. Here's how I survived, 2 divorces and, getting laid off 4 times. Well, people just knows it. You ain't told them that you do resilience training just yet, because they ain't into that. But they nosy about how you got divorced twice and got laid off 3 times. Does that make sense, Fredah? How that broad story brings them in.
Yes. Yes.
right? So then once they get into that story, it awakens some of that, the benefits and the anxieties, right? So you can go even deeper with the people that like the story because they're problem aware now. So Bonnie brings up, hey, I got laid off 3 times and I had 7 divorces. I'm making this up, Bonnie. I've been divorced 7 times. I got laid off from my job, but I also won the lottery. People like, what? What? Right? And they're like, I see why she's nervous. she can't keep a job, but she won the lottery. She think people trying to take it from her. She worried about getting divorced again and losing half of it. All of these so the person that understands that anxiety exists, you don't have to tell them the stories anymore as much. You can get into the direct benefits and side effects of what you do. Does that make sense? So when someone says, I'm gonna use Speaker Hub as an example. Hey, did you know that you can make an extra side income sharing the knowledge you already have through, so that you can pay your rent this month? No, I had no idea. How do I do that? But then I tell them the story, right? But the people that already understand that they can make a side income, I talk to them and I say, hey, you know what? I know you already got a course. It's easier to bring it over to Speaker Hub. Here are the benefits. Ours is easier to use. We give you the podcast to go on. It's, there's no tech headaches, and we got traffic coming to our site. So I can talk about the benefits of what we do with them, right? For people that already know that places like Speaker Hub exist, I don't talk about the stories or the benefits. I talk about the results. Hey, look at what Jasmine did. Look at what John did. Look at what Grant Coleman has got. Do you see what I mean? So depending on where your people are in the solution awareness paradigm, that's how you teach it. So you got to address all 5 of these. So you can't just do one. I tell really great stories, but don't nobody know the benefits of what you do. So you got to have that too. And you can't just have a page full of testimonials because people don't know what you do and they don't know your story. Is this making sense? But then for people that already know the products, well, why would I use this over Udemy? That's what I got yesterday. Well, hey, all things being equal, I'll give you 20% off to come over here. Right? So once the person's product aware, like, hey, they're making comparisons between this one and that one, and price is a thing, well, then now you give them a deal. Well, hey, take my leadership course instead. Does that make sense? And then most aware, that's when you launch your new products. Hey guys, we got this great thing. It's on a lifetime deal. It's not ready yet, but it's going to be ready. And when it comes out, it's going to be the best thing ever. Well, I'm talking to my most aware people at that time. They're already trying something. They've already tried all of our competitors. They've tried all the alternatives. They've tried other solutions, and it's not getting them what they want. So I can just talk directly to them about, here's exactly what we do. Here's what it costs. Sign up. I know it's not ready, but you know how this works. You understand how I'm talking about it. You know I know what I'm talking about. You want to buy it early, we'll give you a great price. You see how you have to address all 5 of those on your website in what you're talking about? So in your description, I'm going to use a great example of this, which is our new page, right? So for the people that are problem aware, what's the first thing we did? Hey, you already know what we do. You want a lifetime deal? Click here. We put it right at the top. Hey, don't even read this. Y'all know what we do. Right? I want my product aware people that are over here on the right. I want them to see that right off the bat. I don't want them to have to scroll down to see it. They already know what we do. Get the deal. You're already paying us $500 a month. You want to get a deal? Get it. Primarily, this is for our users that are already paying us. You notice it's right by the login. So when they come to log in, I want them to see, get off that monthly plan and get on lifetime. That's called the upsell, right? They already got the fries. They already got the drink. I'm just asking them, do they want more fries and more drink? Does this make sense, John? Fredah? right? Just want to make sure y'all picking up what I'm putting down. I'm gonna use my Greg Coleman language today, you know. But you get what I mean? So we put that there. But then for everyone else, we gotta talk to them about all of the things at the same time. I gotta show that there's 63,000 other speakers for those that are wondering, am I the only one? Is this new? Right? You got to keep it simple. Hey, this is for getting gigs and getting paid. You notice how we're talking to all of these people on the same one page here? So my claims and proof, where is that? Right here. You see that? Right? I got proof that other people use it. Well, discounts, deals, product price, that's up here. Up at the top. But the trial is one of those too for the person that's skeptical. Well, you can start for free. Well, that's a good price. Free is the best price. Right? But then, let me go over here. I got to get into the benefits and the anxieties for those that are like, okay, this is cool, but what's really happening, right? What are some of the benefits? Well, all you got to do is do these three things: is create your branding kit, add what you sell, get booked. So people keep scrolling, and then we see Salvatore, right? We get to see what his page looks like. Man, that look good. My stuff don't look this good, right? My stuff don't look that good. Wait a minute, I know people that are in this group. Well, wait, I can listen and learn a little bit more by watching this video. So that's the importance of understanding your sales funnel, because you're going to have people coming to take your course at all 5 different stages. But you got to address all of them in the conversation. Jasmine? You're muted. We can't hear you.
When I used to sell like huge wellness packages, personal training packages, and we always had 3 prices, geared towards the price that we wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the 3, and I'm thinking, could I do this on here? Because you give them the 3 options, but you make it so, crazy that they wouldn't want the one you want by just tweaking it. And I think I saw someone online somewhere, myself, listen, did the same thing. Do you think, in the estimation when you start to do the course, and I know there are different ways of offering, so it doesn't seem like it's, do you think we use the same 3? It worked successfully for me in the past in giving 3 prices.
Yeah, I don't think in regarding to your products and services, I think you give them 3 options.
3 options, yes, that's options,
right?
yes. I meant to
Because
say
we can't
options.
put 3 prices on the
No,
same.
no, it's options.
You can put out 3 versions. Let me give you 3 versions.
Yes. I meant to say options or version.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no, that's fine. Let me give you the 3 versions.
Yeah.
One could be your ebook. That's
Yeah.
one version of the
Okay.
speaker launch formula.
Uh-huh.
The second could be the online course. It's going to be priced higher than the ebook, of course.
Uh-huh.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
And then the weekly coaching program is going to be priced higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
So you just find the different ways to engage. Now, let me show you this. Let's go back to my boy, Franklin Covey. Right? Well, when you come over to their products, they got all types of stuff to engage you with, from courses to services to technology to memberships, right? But you can buy the books too. Does that make sense? So there's all of these different things that you can purchase along with what they offer, right? So let's go to their books. Where's their books here? So they got the 7 Habits book, which is their cornerstone framework.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else is built on top of that book. All of these are derivatives of that original book. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they lead with their original framework, and then it splinters off into more in-depth versions of that framework. So at Speaker Hub, this would be Speaker Launch Formula. And then we'll have a different one that would say how to get booked on podcast. Another one that says how to get booked for speaking gigs, how to get booked in the press, how to get booked in small associations. So I could splinter those courses into, let's say I wanted to sell it all for $249, right? I can make each of those courses $100 a piece, but put them in a bundle. You get all 4 of them. Instead of paying $400, you can get all 4 of them for $249.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know, you
Do you see what I
when you
mean?
get to the
So
bundle, yes.
you'll be able to bundle things together that way, but we got to think about how do we get people into the funnel. Now, people that visit, there's two sorts of traffic that you'll have. You'll have the traffic of the people that you send to your product page based on your podcast interviews and your speaking gigs, but then you'll also have the people that find your page by searching through what we call Speaker Library. Speaker Library is all of our courses from all of our speakers. It's our library of speaking courses that were made by you guys. Does that make sense, Jasmine? So some of those people ain't gonna know who Jasmine is.
That's what I
They're not
like
gonna-
with the bundle.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
some of
they-
those folks are not gonna know who Jasmine is. So we got to make sure that there's some backstory. I used to weigh X, Y, and Z. Here's my photo. Here's what I weigh now. Would you like to do this? Heck yeah. All right. Here's some benefits of doing the burnout. What is it called? Burnout. What? You're muted. We can't hear you.
Yeah, the burnout framework using my proprietary burnout pie.
Yeah. So here's the benefits of doing the burnout framework. So I got to put that on there because somebody who's looking for like the benefits of doing it your way, they're gonna want to see that. Right. And then I'm gonna need some proof. Well, the best proof is you.
Yeah.
When I was a financial advisor, my best portfolio to show was mine. I pull up my thing, show you what I'm putting in the investments, so that you see I live what I talk about. Right. And then now they can look and see, oh, it's normally $99, but if I buy it in this pack with the other 4 versions of what she has, I get all 4 of them for $249. That's discounts and deals.
Exactly what I was thinking about.
Right. But all of that, you got to do that in your product description, be able to tell the real stories and things of that sort. Is this making sense?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Lawrence, what's up?
Are you able to hear me clearly?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, so this is about pricing. I often notice that people tend to price things at like $49 rather than $50. Is there a reason behind people doing that?
Yeah, I mean, there's some studies that show if you look at predictably irrational or what is it called? It's by a guy named Dan Ariely. He writes really good books on behavioral economics and how people behave differently. Dan Ariely. This guy, he was a burn victim, and he got burned on 90% of his body, 2nd and 3rd degree burns. So you see, like part of his face can't grow a beard. But while he was in the hospital, he studied all of this stuff, and he became like this genius on like irrational decision making. Right. And so these are all of his different books that he's written on this topic of irrational behavior, where you think a person would like this, but in reality, they like this other thing. Right. So what they did is Dan Ariely, let's do Brad Pitt. So Dan Ariely did this study about Brad Pitt, and let's see if I can show the photo here. He did a study about one of the examples about pricing. So what they did, they said if he put 3 things on the page, They asked, who was the most attractive man? What's this dude's name? I can't think of his name. I know this Brad Pitt. What's this dude's name?
George Clooney?
George Clooney. If he put 2 George Clooneys and 1 Brad Pitt, 80% of the answers picked to George Clooney. If he put 2 Brad Pitts and 1 George Clooney, 80% of the people picked Brad Pitt. And it's called the similarity effect, right? Where if 2 things are similar on a page, they're going to pick it automatically eliminates the third person and they pick the similar thing. So there's other studies like that with the number 7, the number 9, right? So when you look at our pricing, I believe in what you're talking about, Lawrence. So you see our pricing always ends in 7s, right? So, but yeah, we could just put $100, but the data says that there's some effect here on 7 outperform 0s. Right?
There's a psychological thing about that too.
Yep. So it feels cheaper, right? So the logic is raise the front number, lower the back number. That's what one of the studies said. If you raise the numbers to the left, it makes up for the difference you're losing in the $3 you was going to get there anyway. Got it? So that's just but you can do your own research on that. I don't have a lot of time to go into it, but yeah, that's the reason why, because $497 doesn't quite feel like $500. It's like, oh man, I think it's 4 something. And we hear the 4 instead of the 5, or it's $97 instead of $100, right? But that's pricing, Lawrence. Go ahead. Bonnie?
Yeah, I have another pricing psychology question then about our courses. We're putting in something fairly generic, easy to access, etc. Some people will choose to do them free. Some will choose to do kind of a low cost. I've always heard the psychology of handing something to someone free is devalued and they won't want it if it's free. It's got to be some payment. What do you guys know about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's 2 things. If the free thing is really good, you got a winner, right? So here's what I've learned. Most people hold back in their free stuff. I mean, they hold back because they think, well, I can't give them everything. Yes, you can. You can give them everything. How many of y'all feel like I hold back on this call? You see what I mean?
No.
Like, if I can run out of stuff, I shouldn't be teaching.
Right. Oh, and I understand that you put it. You put your value out there. You put your value out there. But if they see free, will they click on it to even see what's in it?
But that person wasn't going to buy from you anyway.
Okay.
Right. So here's what I found out. You know who's been the biggest marketers of Speaker Hub? People with free profiles. Yeah, I'm on Speaker Hub. Cool. That's a testimonial. That's all we need. Give you a free profile. So when someone asks, you ever heard of Speaker Hub? Yeah, I've been on there for 2 years. Cool. You ain't paid us a dime, but now you just became a testimonial. Right? So what I've learned is that the lower cost people will usually be your biggest social proof. The folks that spend the most money with us, they don't come on here. Most of the people come to this call, the newbies, y'all are normals, but our newbies, they're free. They don't come on here after they bought. They come on here and then they buy. Does that make sense? Right? But they say, I heard about it from somebody. Someone was talking about it over here and I wanted to check it out. And they came over and then now they become a customer. So you need those people to come in and to be advocates and give them something to talk about. Alex Hormozy built an entire business on giving away free stuff at acquisition.com. Right? You can get his scaling course over here free. You can get his offers course that goes with his book free. You can get the leads course free. Right? But guess what? He gave away so much value. How much you think it costs to go to this thing? You think this free?
No.
No, it's not. It's $5,000 per person for 2 days. While you're there, they're going to upsell you into a $43,000 no, $40,000 a year is the base program for their fractional CFO work.
Wow.
And then the higher one is $75,000 a year. But you know how he got all the people to follow him? Giving away the dopest free stuff.
Okay.
So there was no competition. Right? So you come over and let's go to TubeBuddy. Right? You come over to TubeBuddy and you let's see, YouTube growth stats. I think it's on TubeBuddy or Social Blade. They got them over here. How do I see it for free? Come on. There we go. Let me type in Alex Hormozy. Right? Look at this, 700 million views.
And look at the
Right?
way he dresses.
Oh,
His
yeah.
clothing.
But that's the uniform,
Yeah.
right? He wanted to stand out from everybody else,
Amen.
right? But let's watch this. I got to log in and see all that. But what the point I'm making is he's adding 30,000 subscribers per week. It wasn't like that at the beginning. We can't see the whole thing. I wish, but he just took off. Right? I mean, it just went bananas. Look at this. In October of 2022, he was getting 1 million views a month on all of his videos. That's just 2 years ago, guys. July 2022. Look at what it was last month. 40 million a month.
Christ.
Right? But that grew over time, but it just shows that there is some value in free. Oh, I didn't realize I could do that. What the heck happened? I didn't realize I could do that. There we go. Look at this. He took off. 2023, that's when that book hit. Does that make sense? So the moral of the story is there is some value in giving away something for free. Because the folks who are gonna pay you, they're gonna ask, yo, if the free stuff is good, I know the paid stuff is good.
Okay. And something you've said before is like when you look at something, think about how much you would pay for it. So just for now, when I submitted my course, I thought, what would I pay for this? Oh, maybe $19.97. So I put that in, and then I put a sale price of $9.97. I'm wondering if I should just make the whole thing free, if that's the better idea. I just don't know the answer.
Well, I mean, you know what you do? You test it.
Okay.
You can do both. You can do both of them. Want me to show you how?
Sure.
Okay, open up your window. You can do both of them.
Hang on. Go to my profile.
Yep, just go ahead and share your screen. I'm going to show you how you can do both of them at the same damn time. Got all my rap quotes in today. I think I'm at my quota for rap lyrics, 2000s, early 2000s rap, right?
I think you are, yeah.
Go over to product dashboard on the left. Look at that. Look at that Colorado in the background. Y'all see that?
Yeah, it's supposed to come forward. I couldn't make it show up, but okay.
Well,
anyway,
it's a video. It's supposed to be a video, so you got to put the video.
It gave an option for a photo too.
Yeah,
so
the photo and then the video goes underneath. When they click on it, it plays the video.
Oh, all right.
But scroll down.
Scroll down
and go to My Products. All right, and then go over to your pending product. And scroll down and go to MC Milk Dud. That's funny. All right. All right. DJ Scratch and Sniff, John Diggs. Go ahead and click, go next to the 3 dots. There's a little edit thing. Click on there. And give it a second. It's going to open up. There we go. And then now go to your curriculum. And open up that first module, or you can go to either one of them. Go to the first module that says intro. Click on the one that says intro, 7 modules. Yep, click there. Right. So over on the right, if you scroll down a little bit under video playback, you see that? Just scroll down on the page just a little bit.
Oh. Why can't I scroll down further?
Okay,
Huh.
go back up to the top. Maybe it's up.
That's all I can move.
Okay, that's okay. Close that. Yep. And then the click on the thing that says Anxiety Avenger intro course. Yep. Click the edit over by the trash can. Why is it not doing it? What the hell?
See, this is what I'm good
Oh,
for.
no. Go back to basics.
Back to basics. Okay.
All right. And scroll back up and let's put a price on there. Go down. Yep. So you got a price, pay. Yep. That's there. And yeah, that's not supposed to be like that. Okay, that's right. But go back up to curriculum. There's a space in curriculum where you can make it a preview. So go down to the one that says A. I don't know why it's not doing it. Click on there and drop it down. You got something in there?
Oh yeah.
So click the down. Yeah, click on it. It should open it up.
Down
Open
arrow.
it. Yep. And then go to that lesson again and click the edit on the lesson. And did Gustavo turn it off? Scroll down. It's supposed to say, make this a preview. Okay,
Oh.
so maybe Gustavo turned it off. Let me see. Let me talk with Gustavo.
That's on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Make this a preview is on the homepage.
So let me see something. But yeah, there's a thing that says make it a here, let me just show you. I'll show you from a different version. Maybe Gustavo turned it off by mistake.
I can see my option.
You see that option on yours?
I do.
Yeah, I don't know why it should say preview, right?
Right under schedule, it says show coming soon.
No, not that.
Okay.
Give me a second. I'm gonna share it with you. Give me a moment. I'm gonna show what I'm talking about. I gotta go into a different version. I think he turned it off by mistake. There's a button that says preview, and I'm gonna show it to you. Give me 2 seconds to get logged in.
It's on the main page, but not the page you were looking at with me.
It's on what you see a preview page? No,
On the main.
No, just give me a second. Just give me a second. Just ride with me. Ride with me. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let me show you. All right. So let me go over here to a course. And when I go to curriculum here, up at the top, maybe he turned it off. Not this preview. It should be in here.
Oh, okay.
And inside of the lesson, there it is right here, lesson preview. You see that?
Well, no, show me again. Wait, where is it?
Right down
Oh,
at the
down below
bottom.
attachment. Oh, no, I haven't seen that at all.
So when I turn on lesson preview, what it allows me to do is, and you'll see it in a second, when I go to the actual course here, I can actually watch that section now. You see the other ones are locked.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're debating between giving away something for free or selling it, you can do both. You can make a whole lesson for free, open, but the rest of them, they got to pay to see.
Oh, sweet.
Does that make sense? When I click on here, it's locked. It ain't going to show me nothing. But when I click on here, it'll actually let me into that thing. I don't have a lesson in there, but it will let me into that one. You see, it's unlocked there. You see that?
Yeah.
That's how you can do both of them.
Wow.
Got it? That's pretty cool, right? So
yeah,
you can, on your paid courses, before they make the investment, you can let them try it out a little bit. Give them some of the goods, not all the goods. Here's the great thing about
That's cool.
about speaking and selling. You give them the why and the what. The why and the what. Right? Why should you reach out? Here's why you should reach out to podcasters and get booked on podcasts to grow your speaking business. Right? Here's why. You should do it because of this. Well, I want to grow my business. Yeah. So what should I be doing? You should be pitching on a 5 podcasts a day. So I told them the why they should be doing it, and I told them what to do. Pitch 5 a day. Make sense? You know what I didn't tell them? How? I ain't say go Google and look up the things. Nah, I'm selling the how. Speaker Hub. Give away the what and the why, sell the how. Does that make sense? Give
It
away the
does.
what and the why, sell the how. Look, why should someone lose weight? Because it's going to help them to live longer. They can spend more time with their kids. What should they do? Eat more, eat less, move more. How? By my burnout framework. And I'll show you how to move more and eat less. You know
Excited
why
about
to do it.
that burnout pie. I'm excited about it because everyone is telling me to make it a proprietor before, it goes into someone else's hands, because it's such an easy lesson to teach and people can see it and
Yeah,
understand
but
it visually.
here's the thing, people are lazy. So always understand that, I put a lot of stuff out here because I'm like, they lazy. Don't nobody care about this as much as me. If they ain't willing to promote their own ideas, I ain't worried about them stealing mine. Now, that's not legal advice. That is human advice, right? Um, People by default are lazy. They ain't, oh, I want to tell you my idea. Man, I don't care that much about your idea. I got my own ideas to worry about. I ain't trying to steal your stuff, right? So, be sure to give them the what and the why, not the how. That's the 11. If you're hungry, you should eat chicken. Why? Because you won't be hungry no more. Well, where should I go? You should go to Popeyes. Go to KFC. Well, man, what's the 11 herbs and spices? We ain't telling you, but you can buy it if you ever want that 11 herbs and spices. We got them at KFC. You can't get them at Popeyes. Make sense, Janika, Fredah, Bonnie, Yvette?
Does.
Right? That's the sales funnel from first conversation. You got to have multiple ways to get people into it. You're going to be addressing them at different stages of that funnel. There are less people, even though this one doesn't look like a funnel. Where do you think the most people exist? On the left or on the right?
Left.
On the left. So that's where your stories have to be more generic. On the right, straight to the point. Right? So you got to learn to talk in all 5 languages. ChatGPT can help you with that. Right? So let me give you one example before we head off. If I go to ChatGPT, right? I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy this image. I'm going to put it into ChatGPT. Give me a list of hooks that work for prospects in all 5 stages. Right? Unaware. You won't believe what happened to me when I said on this stage. You see how broad that is? The number 1 mistakes expert makes that keeps them invisible. Ever feel like you're meant for more but can't explain why? You see how broad that is? Make sense? But then what happened? When they're problem aware, Struggling to get booked? You see how it's a bit more specific? You see that, Bonnie?
I do. Would you put the keywords that you put into chat in the thing so I can grab them and open my own chat to find that?
Yeah.
Please, thanks.
So just go ahead and take a screenshot real quick.
Yep. Got it.
Right. And if you need the link to the page, if you need a screenshot of the thing I'm using,
I
just
already
take a
did that.
screenshot of that.
I already
All right,
did
yeah,
that.
just put that. All I did was put that photo in, let ChatGPT read the photo,
Okay.
see
Got it.
more solution aware,
That's awesome.
right?
I like the
They're looking
breakdown.
for options. There's a better way to get consistently booked. All right. Product aware. With Speaker Hub, we outperform such and such by doing this. Most aware. Urgency. You see how look what they said. Get the lifetime deal. Yeah, look, hey man, I ain't a rookie at this. I've been doing this for a long time.
That's right.
Right? It's across the funnel. You got them in we got different ways to get everybody in depending on where they are. Right? For those who are looking for testimonials, cool. We got a whole page of them. Right? If they want to see what the product looks like, we got the product. We show it. Right? We show you what the product looks like. For those who want to see how we compare it to the competition. Well, over here, you're going to need all of that. Over here, that's all you need. And here's what they cost. We even tell you what they cost. Make sense? Right? And then we give you more testimonials because I know people be like, well, I don't know. Well, here we got the FAQs. We got to answer all of those questions because you don't want someone to come and say, man, I was on your site, but I really didn't know this. Well, no, we talk to you too. We talk to everybody. Got it? Any other questions about this as we wrap up for the day? Was this helpful? When we go to your page, we should see you talking to all 5 people. I'm gonna give you a pro tip. All right? Here's a pro tip really quick. Go to something like Sedja, SEDJA, and it's called HTML to PDF. Right? And what you do, you come in here and you put in BonnieBrindle.com. Just put in a website. And what Sedge is going to do, you got to put in HTTP. Right? And what Sedge is going to do is going to go out to Bonnie's website and whatever page I put in there, and it's going to bring up her page. Watch this. We're going to see it. It's going to give us a printout of her page. Now, here's why we do it this way instead of doing the search of the web. ChatGPT it caches websites. So if it's already been to a website in like the last 30 days, it won't go and get the most updated version. So it'll give you a report about something that's old. But if this is right now, this is what's on Bonnie's page right now. So I can download this. I just downloaded Bonnie's page. I can come over here into the same thing, Bonnie, and I'm going to drag your page into it. And we're going to see, we're going to ask, does this website address all 5 audiences for her product and service? So now it's taking what we already know about this thing and it's going to say, do you address the unaware people? Yes. You see that, Bonnie? You muted if you're responding, but everybody else see it.
I'm watching.
Does she address the unaware people? Yes. Does she address the problem aware people? Yes. Does she address the solution aware people? Yes. Does she address the product aware people? Not that much.
Not much.
Right? Does she address the mostly aware people? Not at all.
Good info.
Do you see what I mean? This is a cheat code. You got to talk to all 5 people. Make
So
sense?
Ron, can you what did you drag in when you go to Sija,
Said you,
when you go to Sija, right? You put in
just put your
Bonnie's
website in. Just
I
put
put
your
my
website.
website in right
That's it.
there. Yeah.
Just put your website in.
Yeah. And then after that,
And it's going to download the PDF.
and then I put the PDF in chat.
Yep.
Just go
And ask
straight
it
to
if,
chat.
yep. That's all I did. Make sense? So let me show you. Here it is. I'll put our thing in there. Boom. And we'll start with a fresh chat so you can see it. You don't even need that chart, right? So I'm going to download our new homepage.
So how does it bring the unaware and all that?
I'm going to show you. I got you. Just roll with me.
Okay.
So one of the things that you can do is we already uploaded this photo, right? So
In
you remember I
chat.
told Bonnie to you should do it too. Take a screenshot of this photo.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on here, take a screenshot of the photo. And then
Yeah.
upload the photo in the chat and ask if your website addresses all 5 of those. Go ahead. Do it on your
Okay.
computer. You're on a MacBook. What type of computer you're on?
I'm just on Microsoft.
Okay. There should be a way for you to take screenshots. Google how to take screenshots right inside. So it's not on your phone. You can do it right. On a Mac, it is Command Shift 4. And it allows you to drag and drop and take a photo.
Okay.
I don't know how to do it on Microsoft, but Microsoft, it may be Control Shift 4 or something, right? But there's a way to take a screenshot on there. But in the gist of time, let me go ahead and here, I'll put the link to that thing. So if anybody wants it that doesn't have an ability to take a screenshot, here you go. You can save the photo directly. It's in the chat. Now, this is a game changer, guys. Let me tell you why. Right? It said it couldn't get all of my content because we had too much junk. Because we kicked them out for some reason. So it didn't get everything. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. Let me come over here and let me put ours in. So how would you do this? Even without the continuing thing, you can type in something very similar. Take your PDF, drag it into Chat GPT. Boom. On the problem solution awareness paradigm, does my website address all 5 areas of awareness? Right? People that don't know they have a problem, that we've weekly addressed them, is what this said. Right? Problem aware, moderately addressed. Right? Solution aware, strongly addressed. Right? Product aware, partially addressed. Most aware, under leverage. Your product, people that know your product, right? Summary table says we don't do a good job on our new site. Does that make sense? So that's something we need to address. Right? But this is how you get better. You got to be able to go through and say, okay, what part are we missing? Right? Now, it also makes suggestions. Do you want us to rewrite? Sure, rewrite some stuff. Show me what I'm missing. You're sitting on a marketing gold mine. Your voice, that's pretty good, actually. If you're tired of funnels, ads, and complicated strategy, speaking might be the smartest path you're not using. That's really good, right? If you're a coach, consultant, author, you probably tried it all. Does this make sense? And then it showed us, here are the 3 people. Starting out, scaling up, going big. That's actually freaking genius. We're gonna use some of that. Go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah,
Yep, you can do this for anything.
so I'm trying to log in right now, and it's not letting me log in through Speaker Hub Pro or through the speaker launch page.
Let me see.
Pull it just up because I just exited out.
All right, so let's see.
So I go to continue with Google.
Yeah, I mean, I logged in just fine.
That's what it keeps coming up with
So
for that.
no account found with that email address,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what email address are you trying to use?
We've been using Ann McNeil at annmcneil.com.
Okay, so your email is anmcneilpodcast@gmail. That's what you all are using.
Okay, we've never had that issue before. This is the first time it's, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have control over that. So someone on your team may have gone in and connected it by mistake. Maybe that's your sending email, and she connected it on the login side instead of on the email side by
Okay,
mistake. I know Janessa was making some small changes to email and working on that and trying different things. So she may have disconnected the login email instead of putting that. She may have put the sending email where the login email is, but we have no control over that. We would need to know your passwords to make that change, and we don't know your password. So had to
Okay.
be done on your side. Got it?
All right, thank you.
Yep. Anything else, guys? Was this helpful? Was this a good lesson on the basics of sales funnels? I know most people try to make it seem all fancy. Nah, man, you just addressing 5 different people at different stages of the conversation. And you don't need nothing fancy. You just need to talk to those 5 people at the same damn time. You got to talk to 5 people at the same time without feeling like you're repeating yourself.
Like a multi-grade class.
Yep, exactly. There it is. See, Fredah got all the technical terms for stuff. Like Fredah is like my genius alter ego. I said I said like somebody nice. And then Fredah polishes it up. What a great callback. That was good. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions or comments? Good to see you guys. I'm gonna hop off. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Oh, and you got something?
One thing. On Friday, we will not have this call because we'll all be at the summit. So don't come here Friday at 11 CST. We'll be at the summit. It's a different link. You have to register for the summit to get that link. So 11 a.m. Friday, 12 Eastern Friday, we'll all be at the summit. Can't wait to see y'all there.
See y'all later. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you. Bye.